My name is Sully, better known as Pius. I can help with surahs, so I can recite.
My name is Suhaila, memorizing surahs, reading the Quran, and practicing the Sunnah.
My name is Mommy, better known as Umi. Islamic education is key to the family. We tune in every day to learn something new, and Sunnahfollowers is helping us, and it could help you too. Tune in every day for new programming. Stay tuned.
And much more.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. My Lord, get wet, get wet. My Lord, wet, my Lord, wet, my Lord. Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Getting ready for our conversation, deep and in depth. Obligations are serious and need to be met, so I prepare so I won't forget. Go ahead and make a good intention. Yeah, yeah. You can write for some good things. Yeah, make a donation to the side and go from left to make it right. Just remember and don't lose sight. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal.
Hey, I got a couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this. All right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Layla Nashiba, the Managing Director and Founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Aqidah, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words,
Sunnah-following kids, come with me.
Work hard to get to heaven. Treat the people good like the prophet would. Proper Aqidah, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words,
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming and tuning into the Sunnahfollowers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing Sadaqah Jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the converts, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at. Right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate. Right here to Sunnahfollowers and Dollars Out. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Message from Sunnah-followers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab. Wear your beards. Be proud of your beards. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Solly. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of the law, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance. My name is Sully, better known as Pius. I can help.
He said, pray as you see me pray. Utter these words that you hear me say. Based on the Sunnah, worship Him, just follow Him.
Assalamu alaikum. New class coming to you every Monday and Wednesday, taught by Ustad Layla Nashiba, the fiqh of prayer. Every Monday and Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Inshallah, we'll see you there. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
The Mukasa Tafsir.
Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end? Pursuing the higher aim, learning the meaning of every page. Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end?
Assalamu alaikum. Sunnahfollowers presents a new class, the Mukasa of Tafsir, being taught and brought to you by Ustada Layla Nashiba. Please stay tuned, streaming on all major platforms, right here on Channel Sunnahfollowers.
You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah by your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I want to welcome everybody to our Aqidah class for tonight. And before we begin, let me remind everyone that we do have, after this class, Brother Youssef will be joining to continue us on the journey of the history of Palestine. I really hope that you guys are following that class. There's so much happening in the world today, but unfortunately, we Muslims are not educated about what's happening. There's cause and effect. Everything in this world is cause and effect. Allah tells us that. He tells us that in the Quran, cause and effect. Cause and effect. Do you think that just because you say you believe in me, that you will not be tested? Do you think that just because you say you believe in me, that that's enough? Allah mentions many verses such as those two in the Quran, letting us know that this life is meant to be a struggle. This life consists of cause and effect. But how many of us, as Allah says, only the people of knowledge, only the knowledgeable people seem to be able to recognize his signs. Those of us who are ignorant, we don't recognize. We just go on with our daily lives, ignoring what's happening in the world, ignoring why, and instead and not realizing that, as Allah also tells us in another verse of the Quran, anything that befalls us as Muslims, anything that befalls us individually as humans, well, if it's good, it comes from Allah. If it's bad, it comes from Allah too, as a result of what we brought on ourselves. That's why, as we talked about last Ramadan, I hope you guys have been doing it, because it's almost another Ramadan, okay? How many of you are doing the self-evaluation every night? Every night before you go to sleep, this is what the companions would do. They would evaluate themselves. They would look at their hearts, look at their souls. They would look at their choices, the choices that they made during the day, to see, if perhaps those choices were bad. And if so, they can make it right. And if those choices were good, did they show gratitude and humility before Allah? We don't do that today. We don't do any self-evaluating. And that's why we have more calamities befalling us on an individual basis and collectively. Because Allah says He will punish us individually for the choices that we make individually, and He will punish us collectively due to the failure to speak out against what's evil. So we bring it on ourselves. So there's a lot going on in the world today, not just the war in Gaza. It's more than that. This is not a war against Gaza anyway. It's a war against Islam. And it started years ago. It's just spreading like the prophet said it would. It's spreading it past Gaza now. It's in India. It's going to, Bangladesh. It's going to end up right here in America eventually too, and the UK and Australia too. It's in Africa. It's everywhere. Okay. We have to evaluate ourselves and ask, what am I doing that I shouldn't be doing, that's causing Allah to send the calamities that He's sending? Or what is it that I am not doing that I should be doing that's causing Him to show His displeasure with us collectively? If we work on ourselves individually, work on improving ourselves individually. And when I say improving ourselves, I don't mean going to get a good job. I'm talking about improving ourselves spiritually, making sure that our aqidah, our belief system, is on point. We have to be on point in our belief system. Is my belief system on point? Am I one of those Muslims that question the decree of Allah? If I'm one of those people that question His decree, always asking why this is happening, why, then that means my aqidah is not on point and I'm part of the cause. Okay? Am I denying some of the tenets of belief? Am I saying that I believe in Allah, but I'm denying, for example, the punishment of the grave? The punishment of the grave is real. But believe it or not, guys, there are some Muslims, a lot of Muslims out there that don't believe in the punishment of the grave. You're denying a tenet of faith, so you're a cause of the problems. Okay? Do I believe that Allah speaks the truth? We all say, oh yeah, we believe Allah speaks the truth. You'll even find innovators. How many of you read the Quran and when you're done, you say, Sadaqallahu Adim? First of all, that's innovation. By the way, let me share something with you guys. I find this kind of humorous. How many of you picked up on it? I'm talking about the people that's close to Layla. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're going to know what I'm talking about. Fresno probably ain't even in here. She out there making money. You know, some so-called person of knowledge. Some so-called person of knowledge. I hope Mukhtar listening. Some so-called person of knowledge claim to be a scholar. Have the nerve to have an interest in Sister Layla Nashiba. Allah will reveal who and what you are. I happen to hear this person recite the Quran, and right at the end of that person's recitation, what did they say? Sadaqallahu adim. Drop a bomb on you. You're out of your league. There's no way you could ever marry Layla Nashiba. I don't deal with people that don't understand the basics of their religion. A lot of people memorize the Quran by heart, but like I tell you, you will never understand the meaning of it until you learn them hadiths. We don't say Sadaqallahu adim. Oh yeah, innovator. Innovator alert. Bounce. Keep telling y'all. Righteous women are for righteous men. Righteous women have very, 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 very high standards. That's the highest. We aim high. We're maqasid. Righteous women are maqasid. We aim high. We ain't got time for no Sadaqallahu adim innovators. So we say that Allah speaks the truth. But how many of us truly believe that? If you believe that Allah speaks the truth, then why are you giving power to man? That's a big problem today. You say that Allah speaks the truth. Allah says nothing happens unless He wills it. Doesn't Allah say that? Allah says that over and over in the Quran, and many of you say, Sadaqallahu adim, when y'all read that. But you don't believe it because you giving power to America, Israel, Zionism. Y'all don't understand that what's going on in the world, the wars. Y'all don't understand that the war and stuff that's going on here is because Allah willed it. Allah says nothing will happen, good or evil, unless He will it. If all mankind, if all the creation were to come together to help you, to stop what Allah willed, they wouldn't be able to raise a finger. This war against Islam is not going to stop. I don't care how much you protest. I don't care how much you boycott. I don't care how much you kill, crush, destroy. I don't care how much you put your head in the sand. I don't care how many pictures y'all look at, videos. If all the creation were to come together to benefit you, they wouldn't be able to raise a finger unless Allah allowed it. We say Allah speaks the truth. That's a verse on the Quran that you memorize. Sadaqallahu adim. You say you believe that Allah speaks the truth, but you really don't. Your actions don't show that. You're still not doing what Allah said to do to stop it. Allah said what? Allah says He speaks the truth. You say you believe that. Didn't Allah say He will never, ever, ever change the condition of a nation until we change the condition of ourselves? Doesn't Allah say that? Our nation is at war. Our nation is dying. Our nation is looking pretty bad. But doesn't Allah speak the truth? He said you want change. You want it to stop. You want it to change. You want your condition to change. Well, I'm letting you know. He says, I'll never change the condition of anyone or anything unless you take the steps to change the condition of yourself. What steps are we taking as a ummah, as a nation, to change what's happening? The war. We're not making no change that I can see. We still fighting with each other. We're still arguing and debating with the non-Muslims. We're still bashing each other, calling each other kafirs, killing each other, abusing each other. We still not wearing hijab. We're still not growing our beard as brothers. We still are oppressing each other. We're still making things haram, saying that things are haram when they're not. We're still making up our own rules about this religion. We're still not following the companions. We're still taking the fatwas and opinions of others over the companions and the prophet. So you think Allah is going to change what's happening? Especially since he brought it on. It all came from him. But you say, Sadaqallahu Adin, when you read the Quran. Y'all better stop all that bid'ah. Y'all better stop all that innovation. Y'all better get back to the basics and learn La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. The foundations and the essence of our religion is La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. You better learn El Wala wal Bara. You better get back to the basics, such as this class, and then work on changing the condition of yourself. Otherwise, it's just going to continue, which it is anyway. It's going to continue to spiral down for us all. But Allah promises we'll die. Oh, yeah, we'll die. But he promises when he raises us back up, he'll judge us individually. Think about it. So for this class, what have we been discussing? We're almost at the end of this wonderful book, this masterpiece of a collection that should be a part of every Muslim on this planet who speaks English library. Okay? We're speaking about Islamic morals. We're living in a world, living in an environment, living in a society where morality is almost non-existent. We have men marrying men, women marrying women. And by the way, we got people marrying animals too. Did y'all see that? Some woman married her dog. Oh yeah, the world allows that. We have another woman who married an her artificial a statue of a man. So morality is shot to pieces today. These are the days of fitting. So we're living in a world where morality is almost non-existent. But despite the world around us, as Muslims, we're supposed to maintain our identity as such. We're supposed to maintain the morals of Islam. And that's what this last chapter of this masterpiece of a collection ends with. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. And by the way, I did post it up. Yeah, for you guys, the pages to read. Let me show them to you too. Pages 537 through 539. Everybody see that? These are the pages for tonight. Hold on at me. Yeah, I'm working with one hand here, different. What is this? Get this out of here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Different computer. All right. So there it is. We're going to be speaking about morality, how to maintain our Islamic morals, even though the world around us has been shot to pieces. Morality is almost non-existent, and how to implement allegiance and disassociation as a result of that. So let's take a look here. And we're going to start off with this verse of the Quran. It's a hadith. Whereas one of the companions, Qatada, and by the way, Qatada was a man. I understand. Don't forget, I have my Islam Q&A show tonight. I get sick of these stupid comments from stupid brothers out there saying that it's haram for a woman to teach a man. That shows again why Allah has sent this war against us as a nation. Because we're so stupid. We don't even know the lawful and the unlawful, and we don't know anything about the Prophet and his companions. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, was one of the first scholars of Islam. And the men would come and travel from far and near. In fact, Muawiyah would send them to her all the way from Syria to ask her questions about Islam. And here's an example. Qatada says that he said to Aisha, "O mother of the believers, tell me," because he didn't get to meet the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't know the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Tell me about the character of the Prophet of Allah." And Aisha said, "Have you ever read the Quran?" He said, "Oh, yes." Aisha said, "Then the character of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that of the Quran. He was a walking, talking example of the Quran." So here we can see from this authentic hadith that in Islam, having good character, good morality is everything. We also have the hadith from Sahih Bukhari, where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I was sent to teach you good character, good manners, good ethics. And by teaching you good character, good manner, and good ethics, in turn, I am teaching you Islam." So Islam is all about good character, good ethics, good morality. We also discussed the hadith of last week. We talked about, when in my cousin's class, Mukhtar, we talked about how after the conquest of Mecca, when the Quraysh converted to Islam, there was some jealousy amongst the companions because they were the relatives of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And some of the Ansar became jealous. So one of them asked him, what's the source? This is Sahih Muslim. One of the companions said, "O Prophet of Allah, who's the best amongst us?" And he was really asking about who's the best, my immigrants or us, the Ansar. The Prophet knew what he was asking, but listen to his answer. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The best amongst you are those who had good manners, good ethics, good morality before Islam." For those people who had good manners, good ethics, good morality before converting to Islam, those are the ones that make the best Muslims. And that's hadith is something that we need to think about. Most of my followers are not converts. Most of my followers are born Muslim. Most of my followers were born and raised upon Islam. But still, in another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said good character, good morals. This is, some of us inherit them. Some of us inherit the good characteristics. I look at my youngest brother. My youngest brother, Isa, he's just like my stepfather. He's calm. He's peaceful. He hates profanity. He speaks politely. He uses good English. He inherited that from his father because my mother's the opposite. My mother's like me. Okay? I don't have that type of character. We're more aggressive. We can be vulgar. That's that Viking blood from my mother. Well, my brother Isa, he didn't inherit that Viking blood. He's more peaceful. And then my other brother, Ibrahim, they have the same father. He's just as polite. He's just as mannerable and calm as he is. So what the Prophet meant with that hadith is he said good character. Some of us are born with it. But many of us are not born with good character. He said for those of us who are not born with good character, we need to surround ourselves with people who have good character, good morals. And that way we can learn from them. And that's how he answered those companions when they went through that little jealousy. So Islam is all about having good manners. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the perfect example of that. He was calm. He knew when to hold and when to fold. He was calm, but he would become a ferocious lion if somebody transgressed the limits of Allah. He would become a ferocious lion if someone transgressed his followers, his companions. But he was calm and peaceful. So again, guys, character and morality is everything for us. And that's why Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, oh, you, Muhammad, you are on the best character. And that verse of the Quran, Allah is letting us know as Muslims, we should look to the character, look to the morality that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had and try to emulate him. If you look at, that's why I started my talk off with self-evaluation. This means that we all need to evaluate ourselves. Take a good hard look at ourselves. When you see that you're lacking in good character, try to adopt it. I look at myself. I can be very vulgar when I get angry with my tongue. So I work on that. I try to handle my anger better, which I have. I'm older now. When I was younger, I used to be really sick with it. But I'm an old woman now. I ain't got time for that anger crap. I don't get angry now because I got anxiety and I ain't got no time for that. But whatever bad problems we have about ourselves, we need to work on trying to change it. And again, that's what he meant by that other hadith when he told the companions, the best amongst you are those who had the best character, the best ethics before Islam. So morality is linked to the religion of Islam. Good morals, good ethics, good character. This is Islam. And we all should be maqasid. We all should be maqasid in our actions. What does that mean? I'm trying to get y'all to acquainted with that word. We have to aim high. Maqasid meaning have the highest standards. We should have the highest standards of morality. Aim high to be the most nice person that you can be. Okay? And when we talk about morality or good morals, there's two different types. You have objective morals and you have subjective morals. Now, do you guys see why I tell the young kids here, going to school for psychology, I'm going to say it, is a waste of money and a waste of time. Going to school to get a degree in any of the ologies, except sociology, is a waste of time, because Islam teaches you sociology, psychology, okay? I mean, the psychology and philosophy. I'm not talking about sociology, because sociology is a different field. You have to deal with the welfare, children's rights. That's something different. But I'm talking about going to school to get a degree in psychology. It's a waste of time. Going to school to get a degree in philosophy, waste of time, and you ain't gonna get no decent paying job, because it's the easiest degree, because it ain't no right or wrong answers. People get those degrees because they too tired to finish school and get a real good degree. You don't need math. You don't need math and science classes for that. That's the easy way out. Come on, I got 2 college degrees too. Easy. So there's 2 different types of morals. You have objective morality and subjective. Let's look at subjective. Subjective morality. This refers to the belief that good character, good principles are based upon your personal preference or based upon culture. Good principles are determined by the culture that you live in, or they're determined by your own individual feelings. So with this type of attitude, what a person may consider to be good ethics or may consider to be right or wrong can vary from person to person or culture to culture. In my culture, for example, I can say in my culture, spitting is acceptable. In my culture, we spit on a person. Why do you spit on people? We spit on people because spitting on a person will remove any bad luck from them. That's an example. And there are cultures like that. How many of you guys know the Italians, the Greek culture? They spit. A woman walks down the aisle to get married, they all spit on her. All that spit is to ward off evil. That's culture. So that's subjective. You spit on me, you're going to get knocked out, because that ain't a part of my culture. It's not acceptable by everyone else. That's only accepted by a certain group. So subjective ethics or subjective morality, these are actions that are acceptable only to certain specific groups or individuals. Whereas objective morals is the opposite. Objective morals, these are the morals that's accepted by everyone, no matter what culture you come from, no matter what background you come from. And that's what we live by as Muslims. Allah tells us it's haram to spit on another person. Did y'all know that? This is a major sin. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said anyone who spits on another person has degraded them and has the curse of Allah on them. So if I went to Greece or if I went to Rome, somebody come to spit on me, oh, it don't happen here. No, this is bad. This is dirty. It's not nice. So objective morals, these are the morals that don't change. These are the morals that are accepted by everyone. And as Muslims, our way of life, Islam, Allah has given us the morals, the ethics, the character that we must abide by, no matter where we are, who we are, or any of that other stuff. And that's why I tell you guys, our culture, Islam is not just a religion, it's a culture. So we live and honor what Allah says, not what my culture here says. And in Islam, Islam speaks about sexuality. One of the morals of Allah is we cannot have sex out of wedlock. We cannot fornicate. We cannot adulterate. And we cannot have same-sex marriage either. These are the laws of morality. These are the part of the 10 commandments. The laws of morality set by Allah that we all as humans have to live by, no matter what background we come from, what tribe, what race, what color. So in Islam, we have to marry. You can't say, oh, nobody gets married here in America, so I'm not going to ever get married. Oh, no. You can't say I'm going to have a boyfriend because everybody else is doing it. Listen to what one of the companions said. He said, the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ordered us to get married, and he strongly forbade celibacy. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, marry those who are loving and fertile, because I will have the most followers amongst the other prophets on the day of judgment. So I don't care about you living in America and how people, I just want to be a celibate and travel the world. Is this something that you should be doing as a Muslim? Is that part of our identity? Is that our culture? Is that part of our morality? Or is that your personal crap determined by people around you? Allah encourages marriage over and over and over again in the Quran too. So Islam places significance on our roles as believers, and Allah set the laws, as we talked about in our other class. Allah set the laws and rules and guidelines for us so we can be maqasid, so we can aim high. So we can aim high. We can aim high to enjoy the good things in this world and not sacrificing our relationship with Him. Okay? And again, another one of the reasons why Allah wants us to marry is because of procreation. A lot of emphasis in Islam is put on lineage, on the family. This is why Allah outlawed adoption. That's why it's haram to adopt someone. Adoption is haram. It's a sacrilege. This is why it's haram to say that you belong to a family that you don't belong to. This is a sacrilege. This is why women cannot conceal what's in their wombs if they're divorced. You have to let your husband know that you're pregnant, even if y'all getting a divorce, because that's his kid. So again, procreation is everything. So that's why Allah made the rules, okay? Marriage, first and foremost, no fornication, no adultery, and definitely no same-sex marriage. Allah destroyed a whole nation of people for that crap. So not only are these laws for us, but these are also laws of morality for us as Muslims. And this is what separates us from the Christians. It's what separates us from the other people. We don't make our own laws. We don't. We live by the laws and rules made by Allah, because we know we answer to Him. And by the way, that's why America has always been a Zionist country too. Why do y'all think the early settlers broke off from England? They didn't want to be governed. They didn't want to be governed by a monarchy, nor did they want to be governed by the laws of God. They were Masons. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, that's where the word Mason came from. They were Masons. Masons are Zionists. They believed in a democracy. They wanted to make their own laws and vote on them. That's why it's part of our Constitution as Americans. You know, there's a separation between religion and state. That's Zionism. That's Masonry. Okay? We Muslims, we don't live by the laws of man. We live by the laws of Allah. We respect the laws of man, but we do not compromise the laws of Allah for man. So I'm going to stop right here for today. Okay, tomorrow for this class, we're going to get into some stuff about this sexuality, how to maintain my Muslim identity when everyone around me is having sex out of wedlock. Everyone around me is sleeping with people of the same gender. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And also, guys, let me remind you, we have another class in 5 minutes. In fact, I'm getting ready to log into that stream now. We have Brother Youssef here, who's giving you guys the history of Palestine. I hope you guys are taking notes and paying attention, because like I said in the beginning, cause and effect. Everything that happens, good and bad, comes from Allah as a result of what we brought on ourselves. Are we making the same mistakes today that we were making back then? That's the question y'all need to be asking yourselves. So I'm getting ready to close out of this stream, and I'm logging back in so you guys can go to the other setting I have for the next class, which is right now. Give me 2 minutes. 2 seconds. I'm getting ready to log out of this stream, so it'll be separate, and I'm logging into the other one. So I'm closing this and getting ready to join the next one on the history of Palestine.